Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Just Bored Movies, where we take movies straight out of the Hollywood womb and dissect them for you. I'm your host, David Wray, and joining me this week is the man of constant hatred, Paul Workman.
Too sweet.
So, Paul, what did we see this week?
We saw Hereditary.
Come on, Peter. Let's just do it.
It's heartening to see so many strange new faces here today. I know my mom would be very touched and probably a little suspicious. It's Grandma. You know you were her favorite, right? Even when you were a little baby, she wouldn't let me feed you because she needed to feed you. She was a very difficult woman, which maybe explains me.
She isn't gone.
Your mother! Please stop! Mom, what's happening? Make it stop! Make it stop!
I just don't want to put any more stress on my family.
Coming in, what were your thoughts?
See, I'm one of those film nerds that gloms onto really weird things. So, I feel like A24 hasn't produced a film I haven't liked. So, I felt like going with them. They did like Robert Eggers' The Witch or The Rover, which is really good. A bunch of other stuff I don't want to get into right now, but look them up. Look up A24. They're amazing. I'm really big on Toni Collette, Gabriel Byrne. They're amazing actors. This is Ari Aster's first film, and I haven't seen any of the shorts he's directed, so I wasn't sure what to think of him, but the trailers made this film look beautiful.
Yeah, the trailers were well shot. They did a great job with setting the tension without giving anything away. I think some horror movies tend to do that. I think a lot of, not just horror movies, other movies too, do that too with their trailers. But yeah, I thought it was interestingly shot. It looked dark. It looked interesting enough to catch my attention, which is saying something because, well, you're the horror buff of the group. I've probably seen more horror movies this year since starting with drinking age movies than I've seen in the last 5 years combined.
You're welcome.
And I think that part of that has to do with the ones that I had seen. They ruined everything in the trailer.
Yeah, that's always fair. That's why I prefer companies like A24 where they don't really give a lot away, because Robert Eggers' The Witch, they really kept under wraps.
I mean, probably the end of Act 1's turning point in this movie was completely unexpected to me.
Completely.
And I don't know about you, but did you expect that?
This was me in the theater.
Yeah, I was like, did that just happen? Because it was not what I expected. So we didn't quite know what to expect going in.
Right.
But we saw it was going to be a pretty film as far as cinematography, as long as the trailer continued into the film itself. So after the film, during the film, what were your thoughts?
Okay, I'm going to start on the technical side, because the technical side, I feel, is by far and away what is the best hook of this film. I'm going to say his name wrong again. Pavel Pogorzelski. We're going to look... Pogorzelski.
Yeah.
Pavel Pogorzelski. His cinematography is unbelievable. Give me those editors, because they did a phenomenal job too. Lucian Johnston and Jennifer Lame. What a horrible name for such a great editor.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the editing and the cinematography on this film are incredible. It is one of the most beautiful films I have ever seen. The way that Pavel takes the camera and does such tight push-ins to isolate the characters and make them all live in their own boxes is really interesting to me. Like, there's very few tense moments that are shot wide or shot medium. A lot of the tensest moments are shot really tight, really close, so that everybody feels alone. And it kind of makes you feel lonely in the theater, because you're in this quiet, dark room and you're you're kind of looking at the people who are with you, but it's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening right now.
Yeah, there were a lot of times that me and you looked at each other like, what? Did that? What? What is going? Wait.
The performances in this is Toni Collette on her A+ game. If she's not nominated for an Oscar, it's going to show complete bias from the Academy this year, because there's no way that this isn't one of the best performances I've seen so far this year.
She does an absolutely phenomenal.
She carries this film so far.
Does. I think everybody does a great job. And I think her son, Peter, Alex Wolff, played by Alex Wolff, I don't think he gets enough credit. He might not get enough credit, too, because he's a driving force in this film,
He
too.
is absolutely wonderful. And Gabriel Byrne plays the put-upon father to a T. And Gabriel Byrne, of course, if you're familiar with him from like Usual Suspects or End of Days, he's a phenomenal actor.
Yep.
So that being said, the story is all about grief. It's all about loss. It's all about just tragedy. It's what a friend of mine referred to one time as torrential heartache. And every reveal that they give you in this film just makes you almost feel dirty for having heard it. It is a beautiful, beautiful introspective film about the loss of family and how death affects people in different ways. It is just one of, like I said, just great introspection. A friend of Manny said that it's like going to someone's house while they're having a fight, and you just feel uncomfortable. And I think that's just the best thing I've heard. So, Manny's friend, leave a comment down below and let me know who you are. That was a great wrap up on that.
Now, I think if they had focused on that,
which I feel they did the entire film,
but dropped the entire thriller horror aspects that kind of drive certain acts, and probably the third act most, I think it would have been a better film.
Nah, see, and the thrill horror aspect that lays underneath it is the setup for it all. And there's this... Toni Collette's character Annie uses these miniatures to deal with her pain. She makes miniature replicas of things that have happened in her life, and she's doing a show about them later on. And she escapes into them, but also uses them as kind of a crutch. And it's also a really, really interesting way for Ari Aster to say, hey, it's the small details in this movie that are going to make this movie for you. And if you pay attention to every little line that is said in this film, I mean, I woke up this morning thinking about moments in this film that feed into the ending and make this movie the movie it is.
I mean, for me, the plot had such great potential once it was introduced, but maybe it's because I'm a gamer, I'm a D&D player, I'm a fan of Supernatural, I'm a fan of the Supernatural, I have a lot more pagan interests. What was supposed to be the thrill or horror aspect of this literally left me just shaking my head in boredom. And I think that might be what ruined it for me.
See, and I think the underlying decision to have what the horror aspect is kind of tie into so much of the heartache as I can't say too much because
we don't want to get spoilery.
Honestly, like, it's so front loaded with all the grief, and it's all the little details that they sprinkle into the first like hour and 30 minutes of this film that once the last half hour kicks in, everything that happens in the front half of the film pays off in really clever and interesting ways.
And see, for me, it didn't pay off.
It does. It objectively does pay off. Whether you're interested in it or not, each of them pays off.
Yes. The threads that they have begun to weave pay off.
And
for the most part. There is one part that doesn't have closure.
You'll have to hit me up on that later, because
Yeah.
we don't, like I said, this isn't a spoiler review.
Yeah.
It's really good. Anyway.
So, yeah, coming out of it, I think we can say that you really enjoyed this film, and I was really bored in this film.
I don't know how you could be. Like, I honestly don't.
I honestly think it was the back half of the movie. That third act is just trash.
The third act's real,
yeah, that's right.
real
I said
good.
it's trash.
The third act is pitch perfect.
That brings us to the big part of it. On our scale, what do you think this movie is?
All right, I'm going to say this because I'm sticking to our scale, because I'm a gentleman like that. Our scale is damn near perfect, and this movie is damn near perfect. If I'm going to break the scale, though, this is a perfect film. Nothing is wasted. Everything is gained. Ari Aster, you've set yourself up for the sophomore slump of Lifetime. This is a damn near perfect film / perfect film.
And see, originally I was thinking it's pretty damn awful. I mean, that's just my gut reaction. It's pretty damn awful. But the technical aspects, the acting of it, makes it just pretty damn bad for me. I can't get past the boredom I felt in the theater. Let us know in the comments what you think. Was it, where on our scale do you think it falls? Also, feel free to like, comment, share. Feel free to reach out to us on Twitter, Facebook. Even jump on over to Patreon so we can get some more projects going for you. And in the meantime, I'd like to thank Paul for joining me for Hereditary.
Sweet.
And until next time, guys, carry on, my wayward sons.